Hi,
Hi, I'm
I'm
Bob,
I'm Cindy.
and here we go. We're on number three now
Number
for
three.
number three for the keys. So just enjoy it, follow along,
Yep.
and hope you get something out of it.
Hope we get to the end soon.
We're working our way down.
All right.
Just an itty bitty bitty about a couple on the road, driving in Harvey, pulling a toad. No place special to roam, not looking for a home. Won't you come along with us? We are RPlaceTravels.
Our next stop down the road is the Islander Resort. It has a history museum in there.
That's what we went for, was to see the History Museum.
Yeah. Basically, it's just a museum of everything about the Keys.
There's a lot about the Keys. They had a whole section on just fishing, the different kind of buildings that they've had there.
People that have lived there
Yeah.
throughout history.
Mm-hmm.
They had posters on the wall
Yeah.
of all the movies that are done in the Keys.
They have a little theater there, and they show, I think it's four movies, and they have one that actually talks to the people that were in the big hurricane, one of the major hurricanes,
We'll get to
thousands of people, but they actually talked to survivors from it, and that was so interesting for when you actually talk to people that have gone through it.
that. Right outside the museum, they had a real nice
Yeah.
beach there.
Well, we didn't know that at first when we went. We
We didn't
walked
know.
out the door and there was this beautiful sandy beach.
Yeah.
So yeah, we walked down
We
there.
walked down by the beach, real nice beach. And then,
Mhm.
while we were there, they had the restaurant called the Tides, Tides, Tides Restaurant,
Yeah,
which attached to the resort.
it's
again.
attached to the resort.
But really, really cool restaurant. I mean, you eat outside. It's right next to the pool.
Yep.
So we had lunch there. It was really, really good.
Yeah, had the you could see the water and the pool,
Yeah.
and that, so it was great.
Yeah. Nice
And
views. And
nice views. The food was wonderful.
food was good. Yeah.
So yeah, it was great.
Down the road, we have the Hurricane Memorial.
When we first got there, they were having a tour there. I'm not sure where they started their tour. We did listen a little bit to the tour guide. When they left, then we actually looked at the memorial. So let me tell you a little bit about the Hurricane Memorial. It was September 2nd, 1935, Labor Day. There was almost 600 veterans from World War I in the Matacumbe Bay area working on government relief programs, building the bridges there. A hurricane hit Florida Keys and was the first Category 5 hurricane to make landfall in the United States. 185-mile-an-hour winds, surges 18 to 20 feet. It destroyed everything in its way. Most buildings in Isla Mirada were leveled, completely knocked down. There was, at the time, very little transport infrastructure to be able to cope with large-scale evacuations. The main transport link bringing cargo to the Keys from the mainland was restricted to one railroad lines. The Florida Overseas Railroad was used to send the trains consisting of 10 carriages down to get people out of the area. But upon reaching the upper Matacumbe Key, it was hit by a storm, surged and knocked off its track. This hurricane monument is a memorial carved out of the local coral limestone. It states, "This memorial is in memory of the war veterans and the civilians whose lives were tragically lost in the hurricane of September 2nd, 1935. The monument at mile marker 82 in Isla Miradas was unveiled in 1937. The stone crypt in front of the marker contains the ashes of nearly 300 people who died in the storm."
Just a side note, Henry Flagler trying to build a railroad to connect all the islands. That was his big dream, what he was trying to do. That's a whole other story in itself, that whole railroad. But actually, that night, his dream died because it destroyed his railroad, and they never rebuilt it again. So instead, they put the highway there instead.
Highway 1.
Yeah. Another side note, the only hurricane to surpass the strength of this storm was Gilbert in 1988 and Wilma in 2005.
It's an easy one to miss, but it's worth just stopping by.
To me, it's very significant to the area because it's such a tragic thing that happened.
Yeah,
But yet
it took so many lives.
you can go visit the Keys and just pass right by it.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even know.
Wouldn't even know.
It's all of our history, part of the United States history.
Well, thanks again for watching.
Yep, thank you. We really appreciate all the comments and being involved in this process that we are trying to visit the Keys with. Keep the comments coming, and which we would like for you to subscribe and like.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.